everybody, Dr. Pingle here. We're going to talk about running Jupyter notebooks from an ArcGIS installation. So when you install ArcGIS, you'll notice that you've got a number of things in here. Most of the time you probably just click on ArcGIS Pro. But down here we have a Jupyter notebook. If you click on this, you'll see a command window starting here. It's actually going to start a little server. The URL of that server to access the Jupyter notebook is actually right here, so you can copy and paste that. But when you start it up, it's actually going to open a browser window that's going to be linked to your sort of base user directory. So you can see that I've got some Scratch .ipynb files, which are the old name of Jupyter notebooks, which was IPython notebooks. I'm going to close this down. That doesn't actually close down the server. You can see that it's still open right here. And if I open a new window and paste that in, you can see that I wind up in the same place. So to truly shut this down, you'll see a note in here that says use Control-C to stop the server and shut down all kernels. So I'm going to hit Control-C with my keyboard. It'll interrupt that, and you'll see the window close down. And if I open this back up again and paste that URL, it wouldn't open. That's been cleared out of my clipboard apparently, but that's what would happen. The problem with starting up the Jupyter notebook this way is that you're going to wind up in that specific user directory, and that may not be where you want. So in order to start this somewhere else, what we can do is we can actually start this notebook in a slightly different way. So I'm going to hit Control-C here and abort that. And actually, you can see now none of this stuff works, right? I'm getting a server error, so I've shut down that server. Another way to start this up, though, to be able to move around is to open a command prompt like so. And let's say that I'm working on my desktop, and maybe I want to call this analysis. And this is where I'm going to be working on my assignments. So I've got a little folder. How do I work in this directory instead? Well, I can go to the address bar at the top here and hit Control-C, and then I can type CD for change directory, and then I'm going to right-click and paste that address in here. And now I've changed to this directory. And when I want to start a Jupyter notebook now, I can type in Jupyter-notebook, all kind of one word. And it will start this up for me, and I wind up here. And as I add a text file, if I reload this, you can see that that appears. So I can tell that I'm in the exact same directory. Now, you're limited when you start up a Jupyter notebook to only going to directories that are lower than your own. You can't go higher than that, and that's a security setting because these things operate through a web server, and because actually you can run Jupyter notebooks that are served on somebody else's computer, which is actually really handy. You don't want them browsing through your whole file system. You don't necessarily want to give them access to everything, and so this is a handy way of restricting that. So this is one way to do it. You can also download and install Anaconda, which I will show in another video.